With most old age manga already ending and the new age starting to fizzle out, it's left a gap that a few manga have been starting to fill. One of those being Dandadan. Dandadan's anime adaptation comes out in like a week and a half, so today I'm gonna let you guys know everything you need to know before tuning in to Dandadan. But before we get into that, guys, if you're new, can you drop a like, can you subscribe, can you hit the noti bell, and if you're old and you're returning, can you hit that like as well? And without further ado, play my intro. Alright, those of you that know me know I'm always going to keep it a stack. No matter what, I'm going to keep it a buck, good or bad. Dandadan is like the best parts of like a shonen action, mixed with a comedy, mixed with a romance, mixed with like a horror type scene. It's quite literally a perfect mess. Describing this manga, it's like a fever dream, but I will say it is weird. I repeat, Dandadan is weird. I will say it one more time. Dandadan is weird. I'll go even further. Something's going to happen in the first episode that's going to throw a lot of you guys off. It is weird. I will not defend it. It is odd. It is strange. But if you can get past that, I'll say it is worth it. I keep saying Dandadan, 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 but I haven't even told you guys what it's about. Dandadan is a story that blends the elements of horror, the supernatural, comedy, and romance. It follows two high school students named Momo and Okarun who become embroiled in a world filled with supernatural beings and urban legends after making a bet involving each other's beliefs in the paranormal. The story of Dandadan begins with Momo and her boyfriend getting into a fight and breaking up. While she's walking down the hall heartbroken, she sees Okarun getting picked on in class. Now at this point they don't know each other, but I guess she was feeling like being a good Samaritan because she goes and helps him out. Now Okarun is very grateful. He has no friends. He's the typical nerdy character, but he's kind of talking her ear off. So eventually it comes out that Momo believes in ghosts but not aliens, and Okarun believes in aliens but not ghosts. Now they make fun of each other for what they believe in until they make a bet. Okarun has to go to a haunted location while Momo needs to go to a UFO sighting hotspot. So do y'all remember when I called that manga weird and I said that something's gonna happen in the first episode that's gonna throw a lot of you guys off? Well, that's gonna happen at the UFO hotspot and at the haunted cave. Now Okarun's gonna run into Turbo Granny, who wants to give parts of her for parts of him, and Momo's gonna run into some aliens, an all-male alien species that wants to expand. I know, weird. This results in Okarun getting possessed by Turbo Granny, so now he can sort of transform, and Momo unlocks these psychic type abilities, so they both ended up getting abilities opposite to what they had believed in. They escape, everything's all well and good, until it comes out that Okarun's love stick is missing, so now they have to go fight Turbo Granny to get it back? I know, weird. No, like literally a major plot point in this series is Okarun trying to get his family jewels back. Like it's insane. I believe that Dandadan's strength lies in its characters and its art. Now before we get into its art, let's tap into these characters. Let's start with our two main characters, Momo Ayase and Ken Takanaro, whose nickname is Okarun. Where Momo is strong and determined, Okarun is quiet, respectful, and mild-mannered. They really balance each other out quite well. Momo can come off as bold, confident, and fierce. It's very rare when she's intimidated by others. Now Okarun is socially awkward, and since he grew up without any friends due to the bullying he's experienced his entire life, he has an inferiority complex, where honestly he believes that he's incapable of fitting in with others and that people are just better off not even dealing with him. But as the story goes on, you see him slowly start to break out of that shell, and it's really good to see. Seiko is our main character, Momo's grandmother. She has white hair, so you already know what that means if you watch enough anime. Her weapon of choice is a soul-shattering baseball bat. People are gonna love her because she's a great character. She's unpredictable, but loving. She's knowledgeable of things that are going on. And the Gooners are gonna love her because, yeah. Ira's a popular girl at school, but because of her perceived beauty, she's arrogant. She revels at guys falling for her, but she can be pretty cold on the inside, like laughing at them because they don't really have a chance. Like she was making fun of Okarun while pretending to flirt with him just for the fun of it. She'll grow on you guys though. Another thing, she hates Momo. Like she hates Momo to the point where she was spreading rumors about her. So watching them actually have to interact, get along, and work together is kind of funny because they do go back and forth. Yo, now we're talking about my favorite character. Gigi is cool, bro. He's just cool. He's Momo's first love, so the chapter he was introduced in, it was kind of funny seeing Okarun react. He can be dramatic, but he's seen as charming, charismatic, and good looking, or annoying depending on who you ask. He can also be seen as moronic too, since Seiko sarcastically keeps calling him genius from time to time, but this dude is so unserious. Once he transfers into their school, while the teacher is talking about his parents being in the hospital, he's trying to get a girl's number. Gigi will be a fan favorite. There's one more character I forgot to mention, and that's Turbo Granny. So if you've ever seen Bleach and you've seen the character Cone, Turbo Granny kinda fills the role of Cone in this story. Now that we got the characters out the way, we can move on to the art. Yo, this manga literally has some of the best art I've ever seen, and I can't wait to see some of the stuff animated. Look at this! You're telling me all of these look like they come from the same manga? It's insane, and it's weekly. This comes out weekly. Every single week, there is a new chapter of Dandadan, and it comes with art like this. We have some series that were monthly that didn't produce art like this. This manga is in a league of its own when it comes to artwork. I do think where Demon Slayer got the carried by animation accusations, this show will too. Not because it's bad, but because the animation will be so good. Like, come on, look at Okarun's turbo form. This is animation of the year. This is animation of the year. And then we have scenes like this that use colors just to dictate feeling, just to dictate tone. It's kind of like JoJo's. I keep giving JoJo's credit on this channel, even though I don't watch it, but like, I can appreciate what they do with the colors, and Dandadan is doing the same thing. Dandadan is funny. Dandadan is legitimately funny, and it doesn't have the cliche humor of hitting someone on the head and they get a little lump on their head. No, he actually draws people making funny faces or drawing wacky panels, and it's just another thing that'll bring people in. Now, while this manga can be serious, I feel like we've gotten too accustomed to the super dark manga like JJK, Chainsaw Man, and Hell's Paradise. So having Dandadan, which can be serious at times, be a little more lighthearted, is a good change of tempo. And aside from the comedy with this manga, you get some horror and some romance if that's what you're into. Like the slow burn of Okarun and Momo realizing that they have feelings for each other makes me feel like I'm reading a romance manga at times. Now, my son Okarun was just happy to have somebody to talk to. He didn't even for a second consider whether or not Momo was cute. Now when one of his bullies brings her up in a less than flattering way, Okarun gets mad and unconsciously transforms into Turbo Granny. And since then, it rocked his world because he does find Momo very attractive, he just wasn't worried about that before. And on the other end, Momo's noticing his hair is different, this, that, and the third about him, and it's just funny watching these two develop feelings for each other, but like not know how to express it. Now, along with Dandadan being visually pleasing, having good romance, and being funny, it's also kind of creepy and eerie. Like, it definitely fits in the horror category, and I cannot wait for the anime to show this off. Now, if Dandadan seemed familiar, it should. Dandadan is to Chainsaw Man what Wally West is to Barry Allen. Now, I brought up the Wally West Barry Allen comparison earlier because Dandadan's creator, Yukinobu Tatsu, worked as an assistant for Tatsuki Fujimoto, Chainsaw Man's creator. Chainsaw Man's influence, whether it's pushing the line for what's okay or just the wackiness all throughout the manga, is definitely there in Dandadan. Now, going back to the Wally West Barry Allen comparison, just like those two and Wally being faster than Barry, I believe that Dandadan is better than Chainsaw Man. This is everything you need to know before taking on Dandadan. If you made it to the end, drop a like. If you're new, drop a like, sub, and hit that noti bell, because I have a lot more planned for you guys. A new era of anime and manga is beginning, and Dandadan is just the first of many. Gachi Akata coming soon. Now, have you ever wondered what a reimagining of what the Konoha 12 would look like? Or have you ever seen the MS and thought, some of these things don't make sense? Check out some of the videos on this channel. Until next time, guys, fade to black.